Now, the name of the movie is Christine.
Oh, did you think about that title at all before? By the way, see how close I am to the microphones.
Yeah.
The title. It had. There was another movie with that title.
Yeah, there's a John Carpenter movie about a haunted car.
The Killer Car.
Which was really
Killer
stupid.
Car.
Yeah.
But no connection.
Yeah, this is an intriguing movie, an intriguing subject. We have with us the director, Antonio Campos. We have Craig Shilowhich and Melody Rocher. You did what on the film again?
I was the writer.
Writer and?
Producer.
Producer. So who came to whom with this project?
Craig. Craig wrote the script.
And
Craig?
I took it to Antonio.
Craig Shilowhich. Yeah, thank you.
Identifying everyone.
I got it. And then you all brought on Melody to help produce.
Yep. So, I mean, the story is Craig's been working on this for years and researching her because the subject, Christine, not the car, is a person named Christine Chubbuck. She was a real reporter in the 70s, and Craig's been researching her for years, and a mutual friend of ours said, "Hey, I think you dig this script," and sent it to me. Mm-hmm. And Melody and Craig have been working together for years on different projects, and Melody has worked with me as a producer on several films.
Well, Craig, what you said you've been working on this? Antonio says you've been working on this for years.
Yeah.
Where I think some people are vaguely remember this story, but it happened in the 70s. It was a real incident. Where did you come across it, and why has it intrigued you for so long?
It was like a late night internet, like dark black hole binge.
No, well, I did that when I was looking at this, that interviewing you guys for this story. I'm like, I wasn't familiar with it, and 3 hours later, after I go story after story after story,
why is it like that? Why is it?
I don't know.
That?
She has a kind of a rabid internet fan base.
Christine,
actually. Yeah,
what's her last name?
Chubbuck.
This is a woman who committed suicide, a newswoman.
Yeah.
Live on the air, and where in Florida?
In Sarasota, Florida.
Sarasota. She was a local reporter there.
Yeah.
Anchor or reporter.
It was a small station, so they kind of all did everything. So she was like an anchor and a field reporter, and she also had a community affairs show called the Suncoast Digest.
Was she any good?
She was. It's hard to tell. I mean, she was, from what we've seen of her as a reporter, she was very smart. Mm-hmm. She was definitely overqualified to be at this sort of local news station, and she was interesting. She was interested in stuff. As we talk about in the film, she's interested in community affairs. She's interested in local politics. She's not about doing any sort of sensational kind of reporting. So she was smart, and we know that.
So you decided to do a dramatic. Now, when this happens, a real event and a dramatic depiction of a real event, sometimes you stray from the facts to make it a little more interesting or whatever. How closely do you think you adhere to her story?
I think we stayed pretty close, don't you, Tony?
Yeah, very close.
There's not like a wealth of information about her, and that was part of what was appealing about tackling the story, is it was kind of mysterious. And
do you have to fill in the gaps?
Yeah, we had to fill in the gaps a little bit, and we had to chase down people that she actually knew at the station when she worked there, that people that weren't necessarily in articles about her. So there was like a little bit of like detective work we had to do.
Her name was Christine, and she planned this suicide out on the air, and she had specific reasons for it, right?
Yeah, I mean, she was, what the film dives into, I mean, the film is basically about that. It's sort of, how do we get to this place? And, I think one of the major reasons besides, there's really no one reason.
Yeah.
And we don't want to give one reason because we don't know. We never met her. And I don't think anybody could speak. I think everybody was very shocked.
Did you have family that did you have to get some kind of blessing from the family for this, or do they?
No. I mean, once you commit an act like this, you're in the public.
You're in the domain.
You're in the public domain, and and the fact is not much family is still left.
Yeah. You've got Rebecca Hall starring as Christine.
The wonderful.
So good.
Is she?
Yeah,
yes,
amazing.
Wonderful.
We've seen her in what was it, Iron Man?
Well, no, she
Iron
was
Man
in
3, I
Iron Man,
think it
but
was.
she was in Iron Man 3, but she's done an awful lot of stuff.
Better
Yeah.
than Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're a fan of Iron Man 3, you might like Christine.
Yeah.
You know? It's really, we were trying. That's the market we were trying to.
But I mean, really, people sort of, a lot of people know her from that. A big
Yeah, I
mainstream.
mean, I think the thing she's most well known for though is Vicky Cristina Barcelona, which she was
Yes.
nominated
Oh, yeah.
for a Golden Globe.
Yes.
It was really kind of the breakout role.
And then Michael C. Hall. We know Michael C. Hall from many things. And
Yeah, you'll be very surprised by Michael, I think, in this. I mean, you'll be surprised by all the actors, but Michael, I think people have a specific image because Michael's so well known and associated with, two very specific roles. You know, 6 Feet Under and then Dexter, and he's such a brilliant, versatile actor, and he's
Well,
very,
he did Hedwig in The Angry
Yeah,
Inch,
he did
so
Hedwig. Yeah, he can do anything.
Then you think that and you go, well, that's not the Michael C. Hall I know,
Yeah.
but he can do it, I guess. There's a documentary about this as well, and it's here at Sundance. This is all a coincidence.
Total coincidence. Total coincidence. I know, none of us have seen the documentary. Don't really know what it's about, but we know, Robert's another a documentarian who was very interested in Christine. I think she's a fascinating character, and it was a total coincidence that we both these films are here.
Yeah, I can't remember what the documentary is called. Do you remember what it is?
It's called Kate Plays Christine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy in a way.
She's in the air,
Yeah,
Christine.
it's like something bubbling up in the zeitgeist.
I think she's a relevant figure.
Yeah.
She wasn't. She's not a very well known figure. She's someone that is very well known by a lot of people on the internet that are obsessed with her and fascinated by her. And I think a lot of people think they've seen the footage of her doing it, but they haven't because it doesn't exist.
It does not exist.
It does not exist. No, it was turned over to the family after the incident, and then it's been buried.
Yeah,
basically.
and the family, I would think, would not want to
No.
keep it.
Yeah.
They would just say thank you, and then let's get rid of it.
Yeah.
But there is extant, I would assume, news footage of her, although not a lot because it's so long ago.
There's only one clip that we're aware of, and it's her doing her community affairs show. We have like a 20-minute block of her just conducting this roundtable discussion about something very pedestrian, like what is it? It's a hospital zoning story. It's Yeah.
like they want to build a new hospital, but this local politician's against it, and this person is saying, we need it because of this. It's a very sort of like, it's very dry.
But that's all we had, and it was kind of like our Rosetta Stone for trying to figure out how to decode her personality.
Yeah.
Christine, it's called. Fascinating subject to this woman who committed suicide. She was a newswoman who committed suicide on the air in the 70s. It's a dramatic representation of it. Antonio Campos, Craig Shilowhich, and Melody Rocher. Thanks, you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you
Thanks
very much.